Hi, I was really looking forward to do this video since quite some time, but I had other stuff to do first. But now is the time because this topic is important to me. I really like pre-shading, and I think pre-shading is a very unique technique to add some extra value to your paint job actually, and to the finished look of the finished model in the end. But there are some people who are always leaving me comments and telling me that, pre-shading is a waste of time. But I don't believe it. So in this video, we're about to do a pre-shading test and find out if it works or not. Are you ready to find out if pre-shading really is a waste of time? Let's go! So here we have our test object, a P40 Warhawk in 1/72 scale. I just gave it a silver base coat. And for the pre-shading, I will use these stencils from Propeller 77. One is a medium size and the other one with small size. So first color on the upper surface is Vallejo dark green. Just place the stencil and spray. Now, because I wanted to have a good coverage, I kind of kept holding the stencil with 2 fingers down so it stays in place. The second color was violet, and I used the smaller stencil to get smaller dots and smaller parts of paint. Just sprayed it over dark green. You don't need to thin down the paint too much when you apply it with the airbrush, with a stencil, over a stencil. It shouldn't be too thin. You will get a better result if the coverage is higher. You need, sort of a high coverage. So the violet, I kind of thinned it a bit too much, but never mind, it worked nevertheless. Now, because the lower surface I was planning to cover with another top coat color than the upper surface, I also did the pre-shading with different colors. Now, when you do a pre-shading, you also should, consider the color of your top coat and think about which colors could work, could make a difference. For instance, if I have a gray top coat color, does not make a lot of sense to do a pre-shading with gray. Then you rather use other colors, like brown, violet or green, for instance. Blue does also work very fine with when you lay a gray top coat color over it. Now, of course, for a proper pre-shading, we need the black panel line shading. I didn't use black actually, but anti-glare blue black. I love the name of this color. So because black sometimes is, it's too dark. It's a bit too hard. It's like, too dark. So I like to use like maybe a very dark gray or this blue black type of stuff, or some, I don't know, even rubber black, which is not completely not the completely RAL black type. And the beautiful thing also with pre-shading, that's why it's also a lot of fun, because you can be creative, you can, test and try out different colors, different techniques. For the black or dark panel line shading here, you don't need to be too exact. Just hit the lines more or less, because you don't want to like mask this or something. It needs to be natural. First base coat color will be RLM 75, gray violet, one of these new Revell model color acrylic paints. Now, using the top color, you need to thin it properly. Make sure it's really thinned properly, because you don't want to have a high coverage. Because you can see it here, we go in and fill panel per panel with just fine coats. Let it dry, go over and, spray other panels, like here on the horizontal stabilizer. And then only when it has dried, you go back into the same panels and go over the same panels again. So that's actually the way you need to do it. You cannot cover it with one strong coat. You need to do several thin coats. And always let the paint dry in between, see the result. How much coverage do you already have? Is it enough, or do you need 1 or 2 coats more? So in the meantime, I was working on the other wing, the one without pre-shading. And yeah, to maybe also achieve a nice result, even here I was filling panel per panel and not just the entire surface at once. Now the lower surface, I planned to cover it with RLM 71, which is dark green. That's why I used yellow, because yellow and green, that works quite well together. Here I did the exact same technique of spraying, just filling the panels. Also on the side without the pre-shading, just fill every panel by its own. Let it dry, don't cover it too much. Don't mind if it not looks the thing after the first 2 coats, because you will need to apply a 3rd and a 4th one most probably. But it's worth it. And actually, I mean, it does not take that much time, because whenever you are through, you can start all over again, because the paint has already more or less dried. So while finding out if pre-shading is a waste of time or not, please do not waste any time. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, it's completely free of charge. And if you really want to support the channel, you can become a member now. Just head over to the membership section and check out all the perks. Thanks a lot, you're the best. Okay, so now the moment we have all been waiting for. Let's check out the result. Alright, so now let's have a look at the result and the answer to the question, is pre-shading a waste of time? Meanwhile, the paint has completely dried, it's fully cured, so let's check out first the RLM 75. Even from afar, we can spot the difference. Here on the left upper wing, RLM 75 without pre-shading, and on the right upper wing, RLM 75 with pre-shading. So of course you can spot the difference right away. Okay? This here is just a plain colored surface. And here we have an interesting surface with different type of tones and of course the black panel line shading. Now at first sight, of course, the black panel line shading pops out because it defines the panels. You can distinguish between the different panels, the flaps and everything. On this side, yeah, we can make out here are the flaps. Maybe these long lines here, these ones. But we do not have like the characteristic of all the panels so easily visible. But that's not the only thing. Here we have just a plain surface. It looks a bit boring, right? Or maybe at least not really realistic. On this side, like for instance here, just in the middle here, you can see there are some brighter spots. Then we have this dark type of line from the panel line, from the black panel line shading. And again here we have different, it's like, you know, we have this marbling underneath. It looks more real, therefore. Because it's not just a plain surface. Like here. Which, you know, here, this is like good to show how the color looks like. How the Revell RLM 75 looks like when it has dried. And this, how it looks on a real model. When it is applied properly. You maybe see it differently. Maybe you could, I mean, even if you would leave away the black panel line shading, you know, because you could say that's not really looking accurate, Chris. The black shadow around every panel, okay, But even if you would leave this out, you would still have the marbling, that marbled base where the RLM75 was applied over. And it just looks much more interesting than just this here. The lower surface on the right hand side is the one with pre-shading. And the one on the left side is the one without pre-shading. Now here the black panel line shading it pops out a bit less. I covered it a bit more. But still we can make out the difference between the two techniques right away. Let's have a look up close. So this is what I meant when I said before, like even if the black panel line shading effect is not that strong, you can still make out a big difference. Again, we have a marbled base and the top coat of the green dried in different tones depending on the color of the surface. And since we did a marbled colored surface, of course the green appears also in a marbled way compared to here. This is just a plain surface. It's like this looks like type of 2D, you know, two-dimensional. And over here we have it in 3D. Is pre-shading a waste of time? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Because first of all, how can something which is that much fun can be a waste of time? Because having fun is never a waste of time. Except, yeah, you're like harming people or something and you think it's funny. Okay, then but it's not only a waste of time then. But just, you know, doing something on your model kit while painting your model kit and you have so much fun while doing it, how can it be a waste of time? But then looking at the result, you know, it's like another confirmation. No, it's not a waste of time. Look at this. Look at the two surfaces. One is boring, one is interesting. Which one is it? I mean, of course, everybody has their personal preferences. But bro, you can't deny. This looks organic, alive. This looks dull and boring. You know, here you need a lot of work with post shading and stuff. You need to work this out. But here you have already a very good base. You don't need to do much if you don't want to. You will already have a very good look on your model without doing a lot of, or any post shading or a lot of effects and weathering and stuff, you know. Maybe apply some panel line washes. That's probably it. Some chippings, maybe a little bit dirt or some smoke stains here or any other small effect. And that's it. So you see, there you have it. Pre-shading, if applied correctly, is not a waste of time. We have the proof right here. So of course everybody can have his personal preferences. You may like it or not. That's up to you. I'm not saying you need to do this or only if it's done like this, it's the correct way or something like this. You know how this goes. That's not the way I mean it. But don't leave me these comments that pre-shading is actually a waste of time, because it isn't. Anyhow, great. So that's all I got for you guys today. Thanks for watching. As always, see you in the next one. Bye bye.